Hi, I'm Doug McKinlay and you're watching Adorama TV. Now, for today's episode, we're in the garden shed. Now, you might be asking, why is he taking pictures in the man cave? Well, my garden shed is less man cave and more dumping ground for everything from old furniture to broken toys to refrigerators and to tools. Now, even though it's a big mess, and indeed one day it should be the man cave and will be the man cave, there are items here that we can gather and we can make some interesting photographs. I'm thinking a little bit of art photography here. I think places like this are often overlooked when it comes to pictures. With a little imagination, there's photography gold here. Worn and distressed items tell a story, perfect for the imaginative still life photographer. When I look through the doors to the shed on the weekend to grab my lawnmower to cut the grass, the haphazard look of the place really intrigues me. Now, because I've been working on the house for the last couple of years, the shed has become the de facto dumping ground for everything. But still, that look, I like it, and I've never photographed it, or its contents, so that's what we're hoping to do now. But it's not just the overall look of the shed we're trying to get, it's all the little bits and bobs that are lying around in there. We want to collect different combinations of things, different kinds of tools, different kinds of broken toys, etc., and put them in different combinations, hoping to get nice black and whites or manipulate color pictures. It should be a lot of fun. Well, here we are in amongst all the detritus of my shed. So I'm just going to grab a few things to photograph outside. We're going to use the picnic bench outside to start with. And I think I'll start with a few tools, with this chisel, these vice grips, these Allen keys. They might work. Well, that's a bit dark, I think, so maybe I'll get rid of that one and we'll pick up this spanner. I think those three, the silver, might actually work together. However, I'm going to grab three others. I think this old claw hammer, the little garden implement here, and because they're quite dark, I might grab those Allen keys as well. So there you have it. I'm just going to change my lens, do some arranging, and we'll see what we get. I think I'm going to go for the 24 to 70 mil, just to give me that little extra bit of versatility with the zoom. Shove that on there, close that up, and I think we'll just get rid of the bag. It's just going to get in the way. Not sure if I'm going to use a pod yet, so we'll just keep it on top. Now, what I'm thinking here is start with this sort of a triptych. So we're going to just arrange. We've chosen the silver tools. We're just going to spin them around, arrange them on the table here. I quite like the patina of this old picnic table that's just been lying out here for about 4 years now. And over that time, it's created this. It's gained this kind of weathered look, and I'm hoping that'll help with the pictures when we finally get them in the darkroom, in the digital darkroom. So, because I'm not using a pod, I'm going to set it at 400 ISO just to start with, and if I get a really great shot, I might switch to the tripod and go to a lower ISO. Now, I'm shooting at around f8 at about f5 6.3 at 100. That's just really pushing it. It's not bad. It's not bad. I think once I get it in the darkroom, I can really make it stand out. Now I'm going to switch from the silver stuff to the darker stuff. I think the exposure should be pretty similar, actually. I know that the silver stuff might throw a little more light off, and the darker stuff sucks the light up again. But I'm not sure it's going to change much. Well, I've gone from 6.3 down to 5.6. Now that's just one backdrop. You can use any backdrop you want. Now we've got old bits of plank in there around the side of the shed. We've got some drywall, some MDF. Any of that stuff will work well for a backdrop for your pictures. It's totally up to you as a photographer to choose whatever you want. You're only limited by your own imagination. Now, we are limited for time here, so we can't do a lot at the moment. But I am going to grab the dartboard out of the shed there, and I'm going to switch lenses again to a 50mm 1.4 because I want to see what I can get with a really limited depth of field. So I'll do that right now. So this is my little boy's dartboard that he often can never hit. He hits the shed more than he hits the board. But we're going to use it to look at an image with a really shallow depth of field using a 50mm lens, making sure your focus is set, your aperture is correct, so down to 1.4, and that'll give us pretty high shutter speed because we're set at ISO 400. I might bring that down, just bring it down to 200. Okay, so I'm going to sit down and do this. What I'm trying to do is really limit the depth of field between these two darts. We'll just rearrange them a little bit and also hopefully bring that color up. So that focus is razor thin, but it does work. It's really nice. I like the effect. I'm just going to set these off at a bit of an angle. Yep, straight on this time from above. The best way to do this is just play around with what you've got until you get what you like. Yes, now that's the one. That's the one I like. Fill the frame, lots of color, narrow depth of field. It almost looks like it's in 3D. It's so cool. So that's it. You just have to use your imagination and use what you can find. It's fantastic. Ideally, we're trying to avoid pictures that look like we're trying to sell garden sheds. What we want are images that are more in line with art photography. And this requires looking at the shed and its contents in a different way. What do I mean by this? Basically, we have to imagine the finished images, and that means conceptualizing the pictures as you go through the digital darkroom process. The darkroom is a symbiotic cousin to photography, both now in the digital world as well as during film days. So when I'm putting all these pictures together using all these items in the shed, I'm also thinking of all the processes I can use in the computer to make them look great. Primarily I use Photoshop, Lightroom, and the two Nik software plugins, Silver Effects Pro and Color Effects. I know with this array of tools that I can make some really fantastic pictures, and I'm only limited by my imagination. So that's it for me in front of the garden shed. I'm Doug McKinlay for Adorama TV. Don't forget, you can also subscribe to Adorama TV for more great videos, and let us know what you think. You can like, comment, or share this video. And please stop by the Adorama Learning Center for more great tips and tricks.